Hi guys, my name is R Sridhar, and over the last 10 years, I've come across numerous cricketers who I have trained, whom I have worked with, and shared countless memories. In this special cricket.com series called Player in Focus, I talk about all those players that you want to know about, things perhaps you haven't heard before, some inside stuff. I'm a little excited to talk about one of my favorite cricketers, Ravindra Jadeja, and I hope everyone is subscribed and looking forward to it. And yeah, let's go. I'm perfectly fine. The answer is same for both, Avnish. Whether it is on the field or it's off the field, uh, the most common thing and the most striking thing when you meet Ravindra Jadeja would be simplicity. Keeps it simple on the field. He keeps it very simple off the field as well. I would be very tempted to say it was a gift he was born with. It's a gift he's born with. But then, being a coach, and coaching is an art informed by science. So, being a coach, I would say everyone is born the same, but some people hone their skills so differently. And I think Ravindra Jadeja falls in that bracket. The way he's learned his skills, the place where he's learned it, the person who's helped him, the kind of conditions he's learned. He's just, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's got some little genetic capabilities which others don't have. I guess in terms of his speed and agility, but boy, oh boy, uh, I mean, it's a marriage of nature and nurture. He does everything better than the rest, but he doesn't do different things from the rest. So he does the same things as others do, but he does it in his own eminent style. And like I say, he's one who makes the coaches look better. I mean, there have been moments in training where he's just gone and hit the stumps for fun. Literally, he's mocking his teammates. In practice, come on, take one. Come on, you try. Come on, here goes another one. Direct it in different angle. Here goes another one. Come on, you guys try. Come on, give it a go. He's literally mocking them. And when he's at his best, even in training sessions, it's quite motivating to watch for his teammates as well. For leave alone us coaches who get goosebumps when he's training. But Jadeja is someone who ups his game in competition. In training, especially towards the back end of my tenure in training, it was very nice, easy. It was not that we were pushing too hard. But once the competition starts, once the match starts, he just seems to switch on. He just seems to have a switch which he just goes boom, and suddenly you see a different beast altogether on the ground. So that's how he's evolved, and yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable what he does on the field. I think of late, the amount of cricket he's played has taken its toll, to be very honest. I mean, he's a key figure for India, literally in all three formats. And sometimes spinners are just taken for granted because they have a short run up, and someone like a Jadeja, especially, is taken for granted because he's got such an easy bowling action, and he can just make fielding look like a walk in the park, and then he comes and bats and wins you games. So it is just that Jadeja doing Jadeja things is taken for granted, but his body also has gone through a lot of rigors over the last 4 5 years since it's become a very very regular integral part of the test team. So obviously it's taken its toll, and He's someone who is also another 100% guy. He doesn't hold back when he's on the field. He just can't hold back. So it's taken its toll, and I'm sure he'll come back and he's got plenty more to offer to Indian cricket. I mean, we're going to miss him badly in the World Cup. Yes, we have a very good all rounder in Akshar Patel replacing him, which he's been doing for quite a while, but Jadeja is a different kettle of fish. Absolutely. I think he's cracked that code, which I like to say always. He's improved his game batting with tailenders. So Jadeja is someone who bats at number 7, but of late, because of his prowess, he's batting at number 6 as well. So I remember in the Kia Oval Test, he even went at number 4, if I'm not mistaken. So that goes on to show the quality of his batsmanship. He's able to pace his innings better. He is able to bat with tail better. And when he is with a batter, he just like we saw what he was when Rishabh Pant was doing in the recently concluded, not recently, in the last test of the series in Birmingham, in Edgbaston. So while Rishabh was there, he was just playing second fiddle. But the minute Rishabh got out, you saw a different Jadeja. He just took the bowling to the cleaners, did he, irrespective of who it was, and got a brilliant 100 in that test at Edgbaston. So he's understood his game. He knows that he's got all the shots, and even in Test cricket, he can bat it about 10 and over if he wants to against any bowling. So he's improved his game against pace and spin enormously, and he's just being able to pace his innings well, knowing when to hit, when not to hit. And to top it all, especially in Test cricket, he's got a great defense and leaves the ball extremely well outside the off stump. So I mean, any batter would die for a game like that. And so all these has put him where he is in Test cricket today, and even one day cricket. I mean, there are two Jadejas when you see in net. There is one Jadeja whom you're seeing, and he's like keeping it very simple, playing close to the body and leaving the ball as much as he can. And then suddenly there's one Jadeja who is talking it all over the park. So there are two phases of his batting when he's practicing. And yeah, of late you see the way he leaves the ball. I mean, let me put it. I was listening to BBC commentary one day, and very Alistair Cook was on air, Sir Alistair Cook, and he said Jadeja must truly be the number one all rounder in the world today, and it's coming from Sir Alistair Cook. And purely on that basis, he's kept the best spinner in the world out of the playing 11. So it goes on to show the quality Jadeja is. Of course, you know whom I'm talking about, who couldn't get game together. But unless he's a number one all-rounder in the world, you cannot keep the best spinner in the world out of the playing 11. So that is what Jadeja has done. When I say all-rounder, he covers every single base that comes along the tag all-rounder. So yeah, now like you said, even with the ball when he's playing in away test matches, especially in Sena countries, he gives great control to the captain. You saw what he did at the Oval. So there's a rough created by the right arm fast bowlers, and he spun out of it on the 4th day, 5th day. He may not come into the picture in the first innings, but when it comes to second innings and if we have runs on board, he can be a pretty handful. So I mean, I think that pretty much sums it up. For him to keep Ashwin out of the playing 11, he must be one hell of a cricketer, and which he is. Answering your question, I think he will look back upon it as probably the best phase of his learning life. So there will be so many lessons he would have got from that episode of being captain of CSK and then not being one towards the end of the tournament. So obviously the results were not great, and I don't know if captaincy is his cup of tea. Knowing Jadeja, he keeps it very simple. He likes to just to go out there and perform for his team. But it should have been a great experience for him. Look, I was not really there anywhere near him during that time, and I truly and honestly do not know what happened, what transpired in that change room, or what transpired during that month or month and a half during which he was the captain. But there is definitely a leader in Ravindra Jadeja. I've always seen him talk sensibly during games and during team meetings, making very valuable points. But yeah, I mean, everybody goes through that learning phase. Everybody don't succeed at their first attempt, and I'm sure Jadeja also would surely want another bite at the cherry very soon. You know, the thing about like I like a Jadeja, the champion, is he doesn't hide behind anything. I don't know. Let me think about some funny story. With Jadeja, there's always a funny story. There are so many funny stories. It's just that I'm unable to recollect anything. He's always, pulling a prank in the change room here and there. I mean, if Virat and Jadeja get together, it's you don't want to be there. If they're on you, you don't want to be there. It's laugh right. Horses, obviously, everybody knows his love for horses and dogs. He's got this brilliant farmhouse. He's got a stud farm, and he loves it. But with Shikhar, Jaddu, Virat, there is never a dull moment in the change room. There's never ever a dull moment with these three. And they are the life of the change room, And God forbid someone gets stuck in between those three for the next half an hour. Their life is going to be very, very, very miserable, to say the least. But that is how change room should be. He's always looking at the lighter side of everything. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's fun. Jadeja is great fun. Yeah, I was surprised when I saw it for the first time, but more than surprised, us coaches we had our hearts in the mouth every time he does it. Lest he sprains his left wrist, because every time he's doing his celebration, all of us are like praying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," because I don't want him to sprain his wrist or something while doing that. Obviously, he's got a very light bat, and that helps. But yeah, I mean, from our side, that's our concern. But it's one hell of a celebration. It's a trademark of his. He's a Rajput, isn't it? He's a fighter. He's a warrior by clan, and you see that in his game as well. Yeah. So yeah, he wears his heart on his sleeve, Jadu, and I mean, it's unbelievable. That's a great celebration. That's one of its kind, and which can never be repeated.